In the 1970s, PR in Singapore was a little bit like the Wild Wild West, where anybody with or without any credentials can become a PRO or PR person. So you can imagine at that time there wasn't a lot of credibility.
Over time, what made it worse was that there were other companies, small little shops, small little bars, small little restaurants, who were in fact misusing the word public relations as where they were emphasizing on the word relations or relationships.
Companies or organizations like spas and KTV lounges, they call their guest relations officers as public relations officers. And we had to put a stop to that.
We fully recognized and upheld its primary objective of promoting high professional standards among its members. And we worked hard to grow the PR industry.
To make sure that the level, the standard of public relations work was up there.
We helped to reinforce the credibility and reputation of the IPRS as the core reference body for the PR profession.
So when I became president in 1973, our job simply was to try to build on the good works of the first council. We were recruiting people, trying to get more people who are in the profession to join the IPRS so as to give it that credibility as well as authority to speak on behalf of the profession, because then we'll be representing more PR people.
A lot of people out there at that time did not know what is the definitive role of public relations. Some thought it was to do with advertising, some thought it was to do with marketing.
It was a challenge to try and explain the value of PR and how PR contributes.
This is what I saw as the challenge and my forerunners as well, to see how we can enhance that professionalism.
We introduced more causes for the industry, since people were coming from journalism, and to be able to switch to comms, that what was needed was to be able to have the skills. So there were shorter courses that companies could send their teams to.
So the first IPRS course was not run by ourselves, but under the auspices of the SIM. They had the credibility. We were still the baby in the woods.
My council saw an increasing demand from both the public and private sectors for proper training in conducting a planned and sustained communications program, which is really the essence of professional public relations.
I started the PRISM Award to demonstrate the work done by PR professionals. So we started with one category, community relations, which today is known as CSR.
But the difference was to increase it to as many categories as possible so that we could recognize good work in the industry.
For the PRISM Awards in both 1992 and 1994, we produced this book of case studies which showed the examples, the winners and the projects that they handled that were winning. So this was a very good little booklet of case studies that is really very good reference material to show what the Institute was doing and what their members were doing.
At that time, the industry was made up of many international players. The local industry was just less than maybe 5 to 10 firms. And we were trying to push that. So it was the growth of the local industry, the recognition that Singaporeans could do the work, and getting Singaporeans to get started in investing, because at that time, people would just go and work in corporations.
The Council and I decided to introduce the accreditation scheme in 2000. We had studied all the models available to us for more than 2 years, and we decided that we would do a combination of the US, UK and Australian models. We started the reciprocal accreditation scheme also in 2000. This was a scheme where if you were accredited by IPRS, you would be recognized in the United States, United Kingdom and Australia.
There is a need for the public to know companies and government moves in a more holistic way. COVID-19 has also changed, reset the communication industry.
And nowhere in history has this force and this power been more important than this present period that we are all faced with today. This is a generation-defining crisis.
I wish IPRS all the best in its endeavor, especially in the new environment in which they are operating.
So I wish IPRS to grow strong and to support the PR profession and the PR industry in the years ahead.
All the best and wish it well as it celebrates its 50th anniversary.
Happy 50th anniversary, IPRS. I wish you many, many more good years ahead.
Congratulations to IPRS. You've done it, 50 years.
I want to wish the IPRS and all PR professionals in Singapore all the best. The future is there. It's there for you to take, for you to conquer.
Wish the IPRS every success in staying ahead and be visible and relevant in the next 50 years and beyond.
So I certainly pass on my congratulations to the Institute for what it's done over 50 years and what it continues to do today.
I hope that there will be more success in the future for IPRS.
I am hopeful of the future of public relations and communications and the role that the Institute of Public Relations of Singapore will continue to play as we rally our members to become a force for good for Singapore and beyond. Congratulations IPRS for 50 glorious years.